Hello, welcome to the Roy Rogers News Channel. Thank you for watching. Alright, today let's go ahead and spectate Mr. Albert Deanstein, hosted by Bill Burt. Scrunchy vs. Ketsy. So we're going to be right back. Please stay tuned for some tournament commentary. Alright, we are back. Turn number 1. Scrunchy vs. Ketsy. Alright. Mininchu and Conkeldurr. I don't know if Ketsy has a ghost type. Yep, which means that if Mininchu does high jump kick, that means there's going to be a high recoil damage. However, Mininchu did not fall into the trap and did U-turn instead, which is very smart of Scrunchy. Alright, and Regenerator. Alright. Gengar's coming in. Alright. Cofagrigus. Alright, Cofagrigus is probably predicting a possible Shadow Ball, so Scizor might be there to kind of tank it. There we go. Okay, now let's go ahead and figure out what might happen here. So Gengar is going to be doing Protect. What is Scizor going to do? Scizor is going to be doing Bullet Punch, which probably means that Gengar is going to run for the hills and go into something else to be able to tank that Bullet Punch. Volcarona would be preferable, or Magneton. Magneton is also a good choice as well. Ooh, that was a nice call. That was a nice call on Ketsy's side. Wow, his gut was really saying that Magneton is going to come in. But the reason why I say Volcarona is a good choice is because it's Fire and Bug, and most of Scizor's moves are resisted by Volcarona, which is why I guess I'm not sure if you consider Volcarona kind of a counter. I guess it would be kind of a counter. I would kind of consider it a counter. And I think it'd be a very safe Pokemon to pull in against Scizor. Magneton is the second best, but that's implying that Scizor doesn't have superpower. So there we go. But the first best preferably is Volcarona. Although if you're not really good in the breeding world, which personally I'm not good at in the breeding world, then you might have to rely on the market, which Volcarona is a very, very expensive comp on GTL. In fact, I just saw one a while back with HP Ice for 1.4 mil, and the moment that I checked, it was gone. Wow. There's another one for HP Rock. There's another one HP Rock that's 1.4 mil. By the way, I did not list those, so that is not an endorsement of products, because I'm not really a good breeder, so I can't put that stuff up. I wish I can, but there we go. All right, back to the match. Salamence is going to be coming in here. Salamence is going to be doing Dragon Claw, which is going to do a little bit to Cofagrigus. Cofagrigus is going to try to do Shadow Ball. Cofagrigus took that Dragon Claw a little better than I expected. But yeah, I don't know if Cofagrigus is going to survive another Dragon Claw. And Ketsy does not want to take that risk, which is why he switched back into Scizor. Here is a concern of mine. Okay. Well, I get I guess my concern is not really warranted. Back then there used to be a lot of Salamances running around that have Flamethrower or Fire Blast. There used to be a lot of mixed variants in Salamence. Some people still try to pull that off, but it's very difficult nowadays. So, there we go. Magnezone. Okay, Scizor is going to be doing a U-turn. And there we go. Gold. Oh, nice. I like the dialect. You're in charge, and Wobbuffet's fighting against an electric type. Fighting against an electric type. That's kind of hilarious. You're in charge. Okay, so Magnezone is going to do substitute and try to boost off of it. Magnezone. The thing that's a bit concerning here is that now Magnezone is kind of forced to use substitute, which means it's pretty much a sitting duck at this point. And Scizor can just keep doing the superpowers. Yeah, it's not going to be a good thing for Magnezone to stick around. And Ketsy is kind of forced into kind of a not such a good situation, and I think Scizor. There we go. Scizor is going to be doing a U-turn in hopes to break the substitute, which Scrunchy did achieve. Okay. Wow. U-turn is a pretty good move. So there we go. Magnezone. I wonder what's going to happen here. Magnezone may switch predicting a Focus Blast. I don't know if Scrunchy has substitute on his Gengar or not. But if he does, I think he might be able to pull it off. Because I don't think that the Ketsy really wants to sit on a Gengar. Considering the fact that the Focus Blast could potentially knock it out. Alright, so I don't know what variant this Gengar is. Alright, so Hidden Power, it's super effective. If I had to guess, it's probably Fire. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Scizor is running around, so Scrunchy may try to go for that HP Fire. As for Ground, I mean, I think those are the only two weaknesses that... oh, no, wait, and also Fighting as well. Those are the three weaknesses of Magnezone, but... There we go. Gengar may want to... Gengar's going to stay in. Alright. I didn't know if Gengar wanted to switch or not. But wow! That Fury Dance was... I mean, that Fury Dance did hit pretty hard. Alright. Let's see here. I'm guessing that Scrunchy might try to pull in... Alright. Oh man, the moment that I was about to say my prediction, Manenchu came in. So, there we go. Stone Edge. I knew there was something there. And the moment that Manenchu popped in on Volcarona, that kind of raised a bit of some alarm bells, and now we know why Scrunchy did it, because Manenchu had Stone Edge as its move. U-turn is, it's not going to really do much, but Manenchu is going to be able to switch out. Salamence is going to be doing Intimidate, but it won't really matter because Cofagrigus is more, I guess you can say, as far as attacking is concerned, Cofagrigus is more towards the special side of things rather than the physical side of things. That Shadow Ball did knock out Salamence. Scrunchy is in a very tight situation right now. If I had to guess, it'd probably be about 55% of a probability that Koketsi is going to win this match. 55%. I'm not sure about it. Probabilities can change at any moment in this match. There might be some unexpected things that might happen, but for now, Ketsi looks poised to win this match. 55%. No higher, no lower. 55%. And there's actually a pretty healthy margin of error here. About 30%, which means that the probabilities could swing to either side. But as of right now, Ketsi has a slight edge in this matchup. And also he has a mystery Pokemon that we don't even know about, so we're going to have to find out near the end of the match as to what that mystery Pokemon is, depending on if we get to that point. Volcarona, I think... Ooh, I'm predicting a possible Fury Dance. Yep, that's going to knock out Caesar. That margin of error is tightening up pretty bad on Scrunchy's side. It's a pretty unhealthy margin of error for Scrunchy. So there's a lot of questions as to, can Scrunchy be able to pull it off? And now I'm going to have to boost up Ketsi's probability to about a 60% probability that he's going to win. 60%. Even with Manenchu hitting pretty hard, I really don't think that that it's really going to help him that much. Caesar is going to try to do Bullet Punch here. I'm predicting a possible Bullet Punch because Bullet Punch is faster, and it's kind of like the Steel equivalent of Quick Attack. So I think that Caesar is going to try to pull in with that Bullet Punch. I think Wobbuffet should have done counter. I think if Wobbuffet would have done counter, then Caesar would have been out. And I think that the only threats that Scrunchy would have to deal with is Conkeldurr and the mystery Pokemon, but I think that was a mistake. I think he should have done counter instead of Encore. so he can eliminate Caesar from the match. So there we go. Maybe he has another way to do it, but Bullet Punch, I think, is going to hit kind of hard. Conkeldurr is going to come right back, and it might be able to sponge what Manenchu is going to pull off. Okay. I do think that if Wobbuffet did do counter, I think it would have been very helpful on Scrunchy's side. But yeah. Ketsy, he still is at 60% probability of winning, but there we go. And now with that Wobbuffet out, now that probability pretty much skyrocketed to about 70 to 80% right now. So Ketsy is poised to win this match now. Match Punch is going to hit moderately hard. There we go. And it did not. That high jump kick did not knock out Conkeldurr. Which means that Ketsy has taken the match. Alright, GG. GG. Okay, let's go ahead and spectate. Oh wow, we can actually spectate another semifinals match. Great. Zico Dark vs Kekuli. Okay, we're going to be right back. Please stay tuned to the World Rogers channel for further tournament commentary. Alright, turn number 1. Zico Dark vs Kekuli. Alright. Alright, so Volcarona is going to do a Hidden Power. Probably Hidden Power Electric or Hidden Power Rock. Wow, that did a lot. Like, but now Volcarona is going to be running up to the hills. Volcarona, yeah, Volcarona's going to run. Conkeldurr is going to come in. Tyranitar is going to run as fast as possible away from Conkeldurr. Well, because Tyranitar is probably predicting a fighting type move. Maybe Drain Punch, maybe Match Punch. Hippowdon is going to be coming in. Hippowdon is a pretty good tank in OU. I mean, by golly, those stats are monstrous. Let's let's check them out here on the Roy Rogers channel. Alright, so Caesar's going to be doing U-turn. Okay, Hippowdon. Let's check out how monstrous these stats are. Look at that. HP 108. That's great. Alright, Hippowdon did his Stealth Rocks. That's gonna be very helpful. Especially against Volcarona, because Volcarona is 4 times weak to rock, which means that Volcarona is gonna have half of its health deducted every time that it comes in on those rocks. But HP is really good on Hippowdon. Attack is great. The defense is wonderful. Special attack, special defense is fantastic as well. 72 is a pretty fantastic stat for special defense. So there we go. Yeah, and that HP stat is pretty good on Hippowdon, which is why it's able to tank a lot of hits. Special defense, I don't think special defense is really perfect, but I think it's decent on Hippowdon. But yeah, Hippowdon does a pretty good job at walling stuff. As for Magnezone here, Magnezone may scare away Manentine. And Manentine may want to go into something else that could be able to tank some of Magneton's, Magnezone's moves here. Dugtrio, that's a nice option. Flash Cannon. Wow! Perfect. That was a perfect prediction. Magnezone. Wow, that was just perfect. Perfect. Flash Cannon was just, by God, it was like, it just hit the mark on perfect. The way how Zico Dark predicted that Dugtrio to come in, and the my God, man, that is fantastic. Zico Dark just basically hit the lottery and basically saved his Magnezone from fainting. Alright. Reunculus and Scald from Tentacruel. I think that Tentacruel is going to switch in. There we go. Hippowdon took a pretty decent chunk. Reunculus is going to recover with leftovers. Now, Reunculus, I don't think Reunculus... I don't know if Reunculus really wants to stay or not. I mean, Calm Mind, I think, is kind of jumping the gun a little bit. That's implying that Hippowdon does not have Crunch. And with an attack stat like 110, I think I said that stat correctly. 110. I mean, I don't know if Reunculus really wants to stay in. Actually, no, I was wrong by 2 points. 112. I don't think Reunculus really wants to stay in. Oh yeah, and also Reunculus was blown away by the Whirlwind as well. I forgot that this hippo learned, well, Whirlwind. It's the first Pokemon land mammal to learn Whirlwind. So, there we go. I assume that Hippowdon does Whirlwind by its pores. So, there we go. Hippowdon, I think, is going to do another Whirlwind here. Hippowdon. Oh, Hippowdon's gonna tank that. My golly. And Whirlwind. Alright. Conkeldurr has been dragged out of the match, and Scizor is going to come in. Alright. I don't know if Hippowdon has Fire Fang or not, but there we go. Alright, so Scizor is going to do U-turn and try to run away as fast as possible before Hippowdon does another Whirlwind. Rionculus is coming back. And Rionculus is very angry that she cannot pull off Calm Minds, because Hippowdon keeps whirlwinding her away. There we go. Oh, I have this mouse over here. Let me go and hide it. I don't like to show my mouse during I film and stuff. So, by the way, for future reference, if I ever show my mouse anywhere, it's usually an accident. I don't like to show my mouse around. I like a nice, clean screen here. But Rionculus is not going to be able to do a Psychic there. Volcarona! I don't think Hippowdon is going to really let Volcarona stay around. Volcarona, I don't know if Volcarona has Giga Drain or not. I mean, it might, but I don't know if it does. Actually, the common variant of Volcarona runs Giga Drain, so there we go. Conkeldurr is going to come in. Hippowdon is going to also switch into Tentacruel. Alright. Now, if Conkeldurr has one of these two moves, Thunder Punch or Earthquake, then that means Conkeldurr is going to be able to hit Tentacruel. Hippowdon is coming right back to the match. And also, I think the reason why he switched into Tentacruel, or the reason why he went into Tentacruel, was because he wanted that Liquid Ooze, just in case if Volcarona did have Giga Drain. He wanted Liquid Ooze to take a bit of some damage on Volcarona's side. So there we go. Liquid Ooze is a special ability where if you use Giga Drain, or if you Leech Seed Tentacruel, then that means every single time you sap health away from Tentacruel, then that means you are going to lose health rather than gain health every time. So there we go. Hippowdon, I think, is having a lot of fun throwing around Kikali's Pokemon like toys. You know how little kids, so they throw toys all over the place? That's what I feel like Hippowdon is doing. I feel like that Hippowdon keeps throwing these Pokemon like toys. Alright, let me go and throw this one. Let's... Could you imagine that? Could you imagine Hippowdon like throwing stuff, saying, I don't want to see Volcarona. Let's just throw that up in the air. Nope. Scizor, I'm not really interested in this one. Bye. Mantine, no. I gotta throw this one up in there. Could you imagine, like, Hippowdon actually doing that? I mean, I could. So, I mean, yeah, Hippowdon, I think, is just throwing these Pokemon away like action figures, throwing them away. So there we go. I find it very hilarious. I think that Zico Dark is trying to use his Tentacruel's Liquid Ooze ability against Conkeldurr. In this case, Conkeldurr wants to do Drain Punch. Hippowdon. Alright. Here it comes! Whirlwind! Well, first Slack Off, then Whirlwind. Conkeldurr You may not get that boost for very long. I don't think Zico Dark is going to let you have that boost. But first he has to recover. Then he's going to Whirlwind you. Alright. There's the recovery. And here comes the Whirlwind. Conkeldurr, get ready to be thrown away. And then have another Pokemon dragged out in your place. Another Slack Off. Get ready, Conkeldurr. Turn to be thrown away. Dun dun dun. There we go. Conkeldurr got thrown. And Reunculus is coming to Conkeldurr's place. And I think that Hippowdon is going to keep. To be honest, I think Zico Dark is having a lot of fun. Throwing around Kikali's Pokemon like action figures, you know, throwing them. I mean, I could imagine that, you know. Man. Hippowdon is going to do a Slack Off here. Reunculus is... Oh man, Reunculus is so slow to the point where Reunculus can't even knock out Hippowdon. My golly. Here it comes. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. There we go. Pretty soon, you'll be throwing action figures just like a little kid does. So, there we go. Take your lessons from Hippowdon. Any day of the week. As for Volcarona, did not like those Stealth Rocks. And every single time a Pokemon comes in, they're gonna have to deal with those pesky Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rock damage. Alright, so Volcarona did not stand for the Stealth Rocks there. Alright, Hippowdon is going to switch out into Tentacruel. Scizor is going to be doing a U-turn. There we go. Scizor, I think, is going to switch into Reunculus, possibly. I'm thinking Reunculus because Reunculus can be able to do a Psychic or we'll be able to wall away Tentacruel. Conkeldurr? He probably has Thunder Punch on that. Thunder Punch or Earthquake. Okay. Hippowdon is coming right back to ruin the fun for Kekali. Drain Punch. But why? I mean, well, Drain Punch. That's genius. The fact that the Kekali predicted a switch back into Hippowdon. I think Kekali really won. Oh, that's a really satisfying thing that just happened to Kekali right now. I'm sure Kekali did not appreciate her Pokemon being thrown like little action figures, you know. You know, that's I'm sure she did not appreciate that. But I think turn number 30 was a really, really pleasurable moment. But there we go. Oh man, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun seeing the Pokemon being thrown away like toys, you know, just this one after that one after this one. I don't know, it's so much fun. Okay, Fake Out. Now we are back to a little dark and cold room of calculations. Well, at least I'm in there. You're probably in your office chair watching this on YouTube. I'm in a kind of a, it's not really cold and dark. I mean, it's actually pretty warm in here and there's a lot of light. But this is still the calculation room. So there we go. This is pretty much where I'm going to punch in some numbers in my head and try to figure out a probability as to who is going to win this match. And I think that I can do that now. I think that, and there's still a pretty healthy margin of error here, but I think there's a 51% probability that Zico Dark is going to pull it off. That there's still a pretty healthy margin of error, and Kekuli, I think, might be able to change the match, that depending on what happens in the upcoming turns, I guess is kind of the right word for it. I was going to say the upcoming processes of this match, but that sounds too sophisticated. Alright. Now this means that Ryunculus can calm mind in peace. This also means that Ryunculus can also do Focus Blast and pretty much knock out Tyranitar. But that Sandstorm should be able to increase Tyranitar's special defense. And I'm not sure if it increases defense or not. I think it does. I don't know. So I do think that T-Tar, I think, is going to do a crunch here. Yep, Tyranitar did do a crunch. All right. Tyranitar, I think, is going to try to pull off... I don't know if Tyranitar is going to try to pull off like some sort of fire move, or I don't know if Tyranitar wants to do a rock move. I don't think Tyranitar really wants to take the risk. I think Zico Dark is going to switch into Tentacruel to be able to tank off Caesar's moves. But I think the probability of Caesar using super power is pretty good. Also, the probability for Caesar to use Bullet Punch, I think, is also pretty good as well. Magnezone is going to come in. Caesar is going to try to do a U-turn, which means that Caesar is going to get itself out of this sort of trapper situation that Zico Dark wanted to create with Magnezone around. So Caesar is going to go into Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr, I think, might scare away Magnezone. Magnezone should be able to go into Tentacruel, depending on if depending on if Zico Dark wants to sack Mount Magnezone or not. Alright, so I think he's aiming for a sack. Alright, so Drain Punch should hit kind of hard. Yeah, I didn't see Magnezone surviving that. Keldor is a pretty strong attacker. Yeah, no, Magnezone did not survive. Yeah, 115 defense, 70 HP, which is but let's go ahead and look at Conkeldurr now. Let's go and see how much firepower Conkeldurr has. 140 attack. Drain Punch from Conkeldurr. Mininchu did do a U-turn. Focus Blast. Wow. Rionculus, I think Kecleigh was predicting T-Tar to come in. And now the probabilities are back to 50-50. And there we go. Can't believe we actually got back to 50-50. But this match can go either way. The match at the beginning was leaning a little bit towards Zico Dark, but then Kecleigh was able to maneuver herself to put herself in good footing. Tyranitar is going to do Crunch. Tyranitar did want to stay around. I guess Tyranitar is faster. All right, so that's great. I'm not too sure if this Tyranitar is faster or slower. Let's see what the base speed for Scizor is. All right, speed 65. How fast is Tyranitar? Probably much faster since Tyranitar is not a metal bug. Alright, so 61. Scizor was 60-something. It was... Wow, that's like super close. 65. So Scizor was slightly faster, but I think that Tyranitar was speed invested and Scizor wasn't. Which is why Tyranitar was able to pull off... Which is why T-Tar was able to pull off the speed race. So, there we go. Zico Dark is kind of getting his edge again, and now he has a 60% chance to take this match. Zico Dark has a 60% chance at this point. There's still a pretty healthy amount of error, but that's because Rionculus is still in the match, and Rionculus has moves to deal with Tentacruel, Mininchu, and T-Tar, which is why I'm not going all out and saying 80% or 90%. I am taking Rionculus into my calculations. Conkeldurr, I think, is going to faint, and I think that Kecleigh is going to be left with Rionculus. Rionculus, I think, is... if I'm going to try to predict the outcome of this match, I think Rionculus may want to try to use some time to kind of calm mind up a little bit whenever Rionculus can. Alright, so it's pretty much going to be a showdown between Rionculus and Mininchu and Tyranitar. Do I think that Rionculus is going to survive? I have a gut feeling that it's going to be no, because Rionculus is very slow. But T-Tar is coming, and Rionculus is coming. And now the showdown starts right now. And I think T-Tar is going to get Crunch. I think T-Tar is going to pull off the Crunch here. But I do think that Rionculus is going to Focus Blast, which is going to hurt Tyranitar a lot. I don't know if it's going to make Tyranitar faint, but I do know that T-Tar is 4 times weak to fighting. Focus Blast is going to be a really nasty surprise for Zico Dark, but will it cripple? Will it cripple Zico Dark to win? That we're going to have to determine later in the match, but this is just a personal gut of mine. I don't think Rionculus is going to survive. Because Rionculus is... yeah. So, there we go. Kecleigh did kind of give up, but I think she had the same gut as I did, because here's what might have happened if she would have continued. T-Tar would have done Crunch. Rionculus give or take, would have survived, and then Rionkulus might have knocked out Tyranitar, but then Kecleigh would have had to deal with Mienshao, and Mienshao has U-turn, which is super effective against Rionkulus. Rionkulus is not going to survive that much damage from two physical attackers. Rionkulus specializes more in the special defensive line of things as far as take it back. Let's go ahead and pull out Rionkulus so I can show you what I'm talking about here. So HP is good. Special defense is better. Special attack is kind of like the highlight of Rionkulus. But here is the problem. The problem is that defense is 75. It's pretty good, but I don't think it's enough to really survive a crunch from Tyranitar, stab, and a U-turn. So, if it was just Tyranitar in the match, I think that Kecleigh would be able to pull it off, but Tyranitar and Mienshao, that was pretty much a guaranteed loss on her side. Because it's pretty much 2 against 1, and I don't think that Rionkulus is really good at that. Okay, GG. Okay. Mr. Albert Dienenstein, final match. Ketsy vs. Zico Dark. And we're going to be right back. Please stay tuned to the Roy Rogers channel for further tournament commentary. Alright, we are back. Turn number 1, Ketsy vs. Zico Dark. There we go. All right, great. There we go. So what is going to happen here? Let's see here. Ooh. Zico Dark decided to do Toxic, and Ketsy decided to do Hurricane. Alright. Turn number 1 is pretty intense, folks. Pretty intense. Magnezone is going to come in. Magnezone, I think, is going to scare out Pelipper. Pelipper is going to switch into something that can be able to tank Magnezone. Pelipper is going to switch into Hippowdon. Alright, Hippowdon, the Sandstorm is going to kick. Kick in. There we go. And I think Magnezone may switch. I think that Zico Dark is going to switch out of his Magnezone and probably going to Hippowdon. Alright, another Hippowdon. Great. Hey, is this the Hippowdon that was throwing stuff like toys in the last match? I mean, if you fast forward to the final match, and you may want to be able to go to the semi-finals match, because that Hippowdon, if that is the same Hippowdon, then that Hippowdon was basically throwing stuff around like action figures. You should see it. It's it's pretty impressive. I gotta say that. Oh man! And there are the Stealth Rocks. Here it comes. Are you ready? Maybe it might happen again, but I'm not sure if Hippowdon really wants to stay in on Pelipper. Alright. I don't think it's going to happen right now, but once Pelipper faints, then it might happen. I don't know if Pelipper is going to faint in this match, but if Zico Darkman can be able to make Pelipper faint, then I think it's going to be a lot of fun for Zico Dark. I think he was having a lot of fun in the last match. So, could you imagine him having a lot of fun in the finals? Alright. Oh man. Pelipper is going to switch into Excadrill. Does Magnezone have HP Fire? And I don't know if Excadrill is going to survive the HP Fire. I think Magnezone is going to either switch or do HP Fire. Okay. Magnezone's going to go directly into Hippowdon. And Excadrill decided to try to pull off an Earthquake. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? For any people who didn't fast forward to the final match, then I think you may expect something to happen here. Slack off. I see the pattern. I don't know. I'm getting a little excited here. And what does Zico Dark do? Nope, he doesn't do the Whirlwind yet. I think it's going to take a little bit for him to do the Whirlwind tactic, but implying that this is the same Hippowdon that was basically throwing Pokemon like action figures. You know, I mean, by golly, basically just ripped into Kikali's party. Like, I don't know, like you know, the Pokemon were like action figures. They're being thrown to the other side of the room. And yeah, all right. Hippowdon's gonna go into Tentacruel. So there we go. I think Zico Dark is trying to not have a one-on-one confrontation between Pelipper and Hippowdon. Toxic Spikes. I think Whirlwind is going to be a lot more fun now. Oh, man. Ketsy, he needs to have a hazard remover. I think the safest Pokemon to pull in is either a Steel type or a Flying type. Flying type is going to get hit by Stealth Rocks. At least it's better than being poisoned, by golly. Oh, man. I don't think Ketsy's going to have a really good day. Oh, man. Milotic is going to come in and basically stall out Kingdra. Kingdra, this is the Dragon Dance variant, so I don't know how hard it's going to hit Milotic. I don't know if Milotic is bold or calm. You can run either bold or calm on Milotic. So it depends on how Milotic takes the hits. This might be a bold variant of Milotic. Milotic, I think, may do two things. Either stay in or switch. If Milotic is going to stay in, then I think Milotic is trying to stall out Kingdra, so that way the poison can start taking a toll on Kingdra. My prediction is that if Ketsi is picking up as to what's going on Zico Dark, I think he's gonna either keep Dragon Dancing or just switch. Ooh, what a nice Milotic. Milotic has haze. Wow. The hazing variant. By golly. This match is pretty intense. Ugh, there we go. Ferrothorn is going to come in. Milotic is going to recover here. Alright. Ooh, nice. Alright. Ooh. Now, I don't know who's faster, and I think that Excadrill is faster, which is why Zico Dark is switching out of his Magnezone. Alright. And I think that Gliscor is going to try to do Earthquake, I think, and also I think that Excadrill may try to switch into something that can be able to withstand the Earthquake. Ferrothorn is a good candidate for that. Although Earthquake is going to take neutral damage, Earthquake I think is alright. It took a moderate amount of damage, not really too hard, not really too soft, but kind of like in between. So there we go. So Gliscor is going to go into Magnezone. Magnezone is going to come in. Ferrothorn is going to try to do Leech Seed here. Alright. Alright. Hippowdon is going to come in. Alright. Kitzy, I think, is in a little bit of some trouble because the toxic spikes and the stealth rocks running around
Yeah, those rocks are pretty damaging. So, Magnezone is going to switch into Milotic. Kingdra. Kingdra is going to try to Kingdra's going to try to do Dragon Dance, which is going to increase speed and attack. Okay. Milotic. Ah, nice. Chesto, I assume. Yep. Dress Chesto. I think Zygodark is going to try to let his Milotic stick around so Milotic can keep letting Kingdra set up and then do Haze and repeat the method. The Haze. Alright. And at this point, I think it might be a basic style war from here. I think that Milotic is going to let Kingdra kind of set up and then do Haze. Ooh, the burn. Now, let me check this really quick. I don't know how much PP Haze has. Oh, darn it. Why do I have the Dexter? Milotic moves. Fresh. It's probably... Let's see here. Haze. How much PP? 30. Okay. No wonder why Milotic is more than happy to use Haze. Alright. But now we know what moves Kingdra has. We know that the Kingdra has Dragon Dance, Body Slam, Waterfall, and Rest. So those are the moves that we know about Kingdra. This is going to be a pretty tight match. Kingdra is going to switch into Ferrothorn here. And the Haze. Alright. I think that Ketsi might want to perhaps speed up the match just a little bit. Seed Bomb. Wow, that's a pretty nice move for Ferrothorn to have. Either, I don't know. Let's see. Some people do Seed Bomb, some people do Power Whip. Alright. Kingdra. Hidden Power. Alright, Hidden Power Fire probably. Yep. Ferrothorn has some nice stats here, but I'm trying to see Power Whip here. Power Whip has a base power of 120, but the accuracy rate is 80%. I'm trying to look for Seed Bomb here. Seed Bomb. Yes, Seed Bomb. Alright, so its base power 80 and the accuracy is 100%. So it's really based upon preference. If you want full out power, then Power Whip is your move. However, if you want a move that hits with you know, guaranteed damage, then Seed Bomb is your move. So it really depends on what you'd rather hold back on. If you rather hold back on power and rely on 100% accuracy, then Seed Bomb is your move. If you want full power but maybe lose just a little bit of some accuracy, then Power Whip is your move. So it's really based upon preferences. So there we go. Earthquake is going to hit really hard. Seed Bomb is going to... Wow, Seed Bomb hit a lot. Let's see. The match is very intense, which is why I'm also getting a little quiet here. Whenever the match is really, really intense, I have to kind of think about how the match is going so far. For anyone curious about our probability, I'm a little hesitant to do it right now because the match is still developing. But all I can say is that there is a slight edge towards Zico Dark because there are stealth rocks and toxic spikes up on Ketsy's side of the match. Milotic pretty much walls Kingdra pretty hard. I mean, by golly. Look at how much abuse Milotic can take from Kingdra. Kingdra, I think, is going to rest, possibly. But yeah, I'm just a little hesitant to do probabilities, but if I had to do them right now, Zico Dark would probably have the edge here. And instead of 51%, I'm going to have to do 50.5%. I know, it's very, very precise and very it's not a whole number, so it's not like 51%. It's more of like 50.5%. So it's kind of a weak probability with a substantial amount of a margin of error. But there's a 50.5% if there's... Yeah. This is probably one of the first times in Roy Rogers' news tournament coverage history where I ever do non-whole numbered probabilities here. And how fitting to do this on a Mr. Albert Dino Stein video. I'm sure Albert Einstein would be very proud. Anyways, there is a probability here that there's a 50.5% probability that Zico Dark is going to take this match. 50.5. It's not necessarily a whole number, but I think that Zico Dark wants to keep his Magnezone specifically for Ferrothorn and for Excadrill. Here comes the haze. I see an upcoming haze over here. I think Ketsy wants to flinch up Milotic a little bit, so that way Ketsy can have a little bit of some room left for you know, a little bit of some breathing room left for Kingdra. Because I have a gut feeling that the Kingdra pretty much has a big impact as to how his team is built. Which is why I think he's keeping Kingdra alive. I think he's going to be doing Body Slam here. Yep. I think Zico Dark really wants to do Haze by now. So we know that Milotic has Ice Beam. We know that Milotic has Recover. And we know that the Milotic has Haze. So there we go. So Zico Dark was able to pull off the Haze. So I think that the Zico Dark is trying to stall out Ketsy's Dragon Dances, because he knows that Dragon Dance is Kingdra's only hope. Okay, so now we know all the moves of Milotic. Scald, Ice Beam, Haze, and Recover, which is a pretty nice moveset for Milotic. I think that Kingdra may want to do Rest here. Since Kingdra is slightly faster, I think Ketsy is trying to PP stall Milotic, and I think that Milotic is trying to PP stall Kingdra's Dragon Dances. So there's a lot of PP stalling going on both sides right now. There's the Haze. Alright, another Dragon Dance. So I think that the Ketsy may want to try to flinch his way from my left, but I don't know how much HP. No, I don't know how much PP Waterfall has. Wow. This is going to take a little bit. So I think that that Ketsy is trying to PP stall Milotic, and I think Milotic is trying to PP stall Kingdra. So, there we go. Pretty much a waiting game for my Lotic. In that, well, my Lotic can just pretty much just PP stall, waterfall, and body slam until the only moves Kingdra has left is Dragon Dance and Rest. Although I think Rest is also being depleted as well. So far, right now, it's kind of a stiff stalemate on both sides. Another Dragon Dance, which is going to increase attack and speed. And another Haze. Okay, I think both opponents are kind of familiar as to what they plan to do. So Ketsy's going to do Dragon Dances and my Lotic is going to do Haze. So both sides are going to continually stall out each other. Then my Lotic is going to recover with the leftovers, while Kingdra does the Dragon Dance. I'm not sure if Kingdra ran out of Dragon Dances or not. Did Kingdra run? Oh, no. Not yet. Not yet. This match is getting pretty intense. I think that Kingdra may want to try to do Body Slam here. And Kitsy, I think, is just hoping for my Lotic to continually be paralyzed. And Scald can also burn Kingdra, so I don't think Kitsy really wants to be burned. I think Kitsy just wants to hope for paralysis. Also, I think he is hoping for flinches as well. He's not going to get flinches nor paralysis. Also, my Lotic has Recover as kind of like a safeguard. So I think my Lotic is going to continually use Recover here. There we go. Alright. Meanwhile, while you're doing this, you can microwave some popcorn, probably. For yourself, because this is going to be a pretty intense stall war. And I think at the time the stall war is done, I think your popcorn would be done. I'm not too sure how many minutes popcorn cooks for. Maybe, at least mine is for about 2 minutes. It depends on what power microwave you have. Yeah, you can cook some popcorn if you want. Uh, while you're watching this match. All right. Here's my guess. I think we're going to reach the hundreds as far as battle turns are concerned. So I think you're going to have plenty of time to cook up your popcorn. So there you go. Meanwhile, while you're getting your popcorn ready, I might as well talk about some stuff here. So yeah, I look forward to Sunday's PSL at the moment. By the way, you're not going to miss anything. You're not going to miss anything. The moment that the match starts moving, I'm gonna say whenever it starts moving. But meanwhile, I'm going to talk about PSL here. PSL is it's going to be quite fun. PSL is going to be on Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Central Time, so I'm going to have to wake up a little early to get my equipment prepared. I hope I can wake up early. Yeah, I do look forward to covering PSL. I think it's going to be very interesting as to what might happen there. I remember last PSL, I remember Double J and GB Weed had a lot of fun. Oh man. And to this day, both GB Weed and Double J can look back and kind of make fun of that moment of PSL 8. Man, that was funny. Oh man. I'm thinking about that moment. Man. Okay. Don't worry. You're not missing anything right now. So there we go. Let's see. Has it been 2 minutes yet? I feel like it's been 2 minutes. I don't know. You may want to check on your popcorn in the microwave. I don't think you're missing anything. Scald. Alright, let's go and talk about something else. What can I talk about today? Well, let's see here. Oh yes. For anyone that may not know, I am I'm a very old school EV trainer. So some people may tell me, you know, why don't you do the horde training? And you know, I don't know. The thing is that when my my resources were being made, I think they were made specifically for old school EV training, and I live under the policy of when it's not broke, don't fix it. So whenever when the hordes came out, I was like, you know what? I have these old school Pokemon here specifically for EV training purposes. So I'm just going to keep them all intact. And I know that EV training may be slower, but I do like it and stuff. All right, so now Tentacruel is engaging in the stall war. All right, great. Yeah, so the EV training is quite intense. Okay, so my Milotic is coming right back. But yeah, I think Tentacruel did Rapid Spin to get rid of the rocks. All right. And there we go. So, see, I'm very old school when it comes to EV training. just found a new EV training spot. And I showed a teammate this yesterday. Whenever you go to Lacasteriano City, I think it's a city to the right of Opalucid. Go east, and then where Village Bridge is, all you gotta do is just cast your super rod over at the Village Bridge lake, lake, river, or I think it's a river. And you should get Carvanha, which is +1 in attack EVs, and also you should get Basculin, which is +2 in speed EVs. I could tell you about my old EV training spots. My old EV training spots. Okay, let's go and cease the conversation here, because now we're getting a little bit of some movement here. Okay, enough of the EV training stuff. Now let's talk about the match here. Ferrothorn's going to come in. Ferrothorn, I think my Lotic is not going to really appreciate Ferrothorn. Gliscor is going to come in. Okay. We're at the 99th turn. So my theory of getting into the hundreds as far as battle turns are concerned, my theory has been proven correct for my hypothesis. And now it is a law. Don't worry. The scientific terms are coming back to me. And how fitting. The scientific terms are coming back to me in like a tournament honoring Albert Einstein. How fitting. So the scientific method. So you have a hypothesis, an experiment, and then you have a conclusion. But if you test it out, and if it's the same result several times, then it's a theory. And if it's correct multiple times, well, I don't mean multiple times, I mean gazillion times, then you can say it's a law. So, yeah. There we go. I guess that's where they got the term, the phrase laws of physics from. So there we go. All right. Toxic spikes. All right. There we go. So my hypothesis of 100 turns turned into a law. So now we have 100 turns. Oh, okay. There we go. Maybe something else might come back to me from science class from a long time ago. Back when I was in my youth. Well, I'm still in my youth technically, but back when I was taught that around my 7th grade. Yeah, 7th grade. Yeah. Okay. Well, my Lotic is going to come in here and okay. I'm not too sure. Yeah, my Lotic is going to switch into Magnezone. Okay. Kingdra is going to go directly into Excadrill here. Magnezone cannot do Volt Switch, but I think the Magnezone is gonna either sack or switch. Magnezone has decided to switch into Gliscor, and Excadrill decided to do Sword Stance. But I do think that Excadrill is going to switch, predicting a possible Earthquake. I mean, I see a possible Earthquake here. From Gliscor. Yeah, because Excadrill is also ground. Sorry, it's ground, but it's also steel as well. So it has a weakness towards a Earthquake. Since Earthquake is a ground type move. Okay. Cofagrigus is going to come in. That's the mysterious Pokemon. Ooh, okay. Okay, so I had to do that because Cofagrigus is a ghost type. Okay, let's go ahead and continue with the match here. Cofagrigus got poisoned, but I think that the Cofagrigus is going to try to pull off a Shadow Ball or some sort of interesting plays. I'll put it to you that way. Very interesting plays from Cofagrigus. Tentacruel is going to come in. Cofagrigus, I think, is going to... Ooh, Calm Mind. There we go. I just said ooh because I'm kind of amazed. This is the Calm Mind set. There we go. I'm not too sure. I think a lot of Cofagrigus are Calm Mind variants. Scald. Oh, nice. Cough. Okay, Shadow Ball. Let's see the base stats. Base stats. Defense is wonderful. Special attack is, well, special attack is decent, and special defense is also wonderful. HP is not so good, but I mean, I guess you can kind of say it's like the ghost equivalent of Reunculus, I guess, except Reunculus is kind of the it kind of has really good HP. But I think it's kind of like, I think it's it's not as good as Reunculus, but I think it's kind of decent. After 113 turns, I have calculated, well, technically 114 turns. I have calculated the probabilities. I could feel your excitement from here. Okay, so here are the results. My probability is that there is a 60% chance that Zico Dark is going to win this match. And I have several reasons for this calculation. And now it's 80 to 90%. The reason being is that Magnezone is a pretty good special attacker, and also it's because now the reason why I say 80% is because now it's pretty much 1 against 4. And that's kind of an impossible matchup here. That Thunderbolt is going to hit pretty hard. But not too hard, but it's going to hit moderately hard. And I think Ferrothorn is trying to get extra HP here. Kind of live through. Ketsy, I kind of feel that he's a fighter, so I think he's gonna keep going, but I don't think he's gonna win. Alright, after 117 turns, Zico Dark has won the match. GG! Alright, and this is the Roy Rogers News channel. Don't forget to comment or subscribe to my channel, like or dislike the content that you see here. And this is the Roy Rogers News channel, signing off. And I have an experiment to do, so I have to go. So, fast, accurate, unbiased, Roy Rogers News.